Okay, continuing with our discussion or our practice about the pen tool, there are 3 ways that you can get better at the pen tool. First, this assignment is in the lesson where you actually do a connect the dots but using the pen tool, and you basically just follow this in saying that if you want to drag this out, I'm going to go ahead and create a new layer. Oh, not a new artboard. What am I doing? Command 0. All right, I'm going to create a new layer. And I'm going to add the artwork, so I'll probably just lock everything for right now, be on the artwork layer. And then it's saying whenever you see a red dot, that's where the anchor point or the handle should end. So it's saying you want to drag your handle out that way. And then when you come here, it's going to say you want to drag your handle out to the yellow. But if it's yellow, that means you're going to have to hold Option or Alt to swing it back to the red point. So yellow is kind of the midpoint, and you want to get to the red point. So I'm going to click here and create a handle this way, and then create a handle this way, and then click and create a handle here, and keep going. So I have a white fill, I shouldn't have had that. And then also the book is going to talk to you about those. See how this line isn't quite following it, so you might need to do something different. So doing those practice documents where you do that connect the dots, that's going to really help. The other thing along with this practice, I think I added it in here, maybe not. What I would do is I would create a artboard, and then I would go to the internet and find some easy illustration that has some unique curves, not just basic circles. But I would find something like this that I would then recreate. So I would drag this or copy and paste it into my artboard. And then I would probably change the opacity just a bit so I can see my line on top of it. And then I would actually lock that object. All right, so then I'm going to come to my pen tool, and I'm going to change the fill to none, and I want to change the stroke to a thick 3-point stroke. And then this is where I would actually start trying to create it. So for instance, if I wanted to create this big curve, what I usually do is I try to look for where in the illustration it changes direction. So it goes, this one either goes this way or this way, so this is a good point to start. This could be a good point to start because it goes up this way or back this way. So anywhere you think that there's a point or a change in direction is where you're going to want to add a curve. Now we've done curves like this where it just has one on the end and one on this end, and that we can do that for the top of this umbrella. But what's going to happen if I do that, if I click and I click here, see how it drags it out to create that curve? And if I go back up, I can't see what I did. So what I actually do is I look for where's the peak of that curve. So I click here and drag out, and that gives me, one more anchor point than I necessarily need, but it's okay because it's still creating a nice curve. Hang on. Okay, so if I click here, that's going to create again a nice anchor point because it's changing direction from here to here. So I'm going to click on that anchor point. And then when I come over here, I'm going to click and drag out to pull that first little tiny umbrella curve. Now, here's the thing with this. If I just let go and I come over here and create this curve, it's not too bad. But as you can see, this handle is making this curve kind of bend the wrong way. So what should have happened with this is when I click and create this curve, I can then hold Option or Alt like we learned, because you want this handle to pull up this way, so it's going to pull that curve up instead of pulling it down. So if I did this, see how it's pulling the curve down? So if I click and drag, and then this time swing up, see how it's pulling that curve up? So I can adjust that later because it's pulling a little bit too far up. So I can swing that out. Sorry. All right. And then Option click to swing that up. And then I'm just pulling out. And then Option click to swing it up. PC people, it's Alt drag. I said Option click, but it's actually Option or Alt drag. So I'm going to click, drag it. Again, not too far, but there we go. So then I connect it. Now, are these perfect? No, but now I can come over here and I can start adjusting all of these and say, okay, where did it go a little bit off? And it looks good right there. And this one went out a little bit too far. And now I've created my umbrella shape. Sorry, I'm having like the worst coughing fit. Okay, so once I've created that shape, if I go ahead and do object lock, and I just use Command 2 or Control 2 if you're on a PC. So if you lock that, now you can create these lines. So I usually start from where it's not an anchor point. So I know there's an anchor point here and there's not one right here. So, but that doesn't really matter if it's locked, but there you go. So I can click and drag out, and remember to stop the illustration, you hold the Command key down and then click to get rid of it. So then there's one more right here, and then Command click, and then click and drag to create that curve, Command click to stop, click and drag, Command click to stop. Okay. So my illustration is looking really good so far. And this is helping me to practice on something that's a little bit more complex, but not too complex that it's overwhelming. So now I just need to come in here, and I would probably lock all of those things down. So Command or Control 2. And now I would come in here and start illustrating this back piece. So I'm used to doing this, so I'm going to go a little bit faster. So pull that out, swing this up, pull that out, swing this up, pull that out, swing this up, pull that out, and there we go. So if I Command click, I can stop that right there. And again, see, I don't really care if my lines are sloppy. A, because nobody will know that they're sloppy because they've not seen this umbrella before. Or B, because I know that I can come in here and just adjust all of these things after the fact. Oops, I didn't mean to make that rounded. There we go. And there we have that perfect back piece. So then I can start creating all of these. Then I can use either a rectangle or try to do that with my pen tool and hold the Shift key so I can create some straight lines. But this is going to create a really cool illustration for me. And then after the fact, I'll show you something that you probably haven't learned yet, is you can actually highlight all of your pieces. First we have to unlock them all. I'm going to lock this one again, the actual image. And now I can highlight all of those pieces and do something cool called Live Paint. So I go in up to Object, choose Live Paint, and choose Make. And that's basically making all of those lines a coloring book. So now when I hit Make, I can come over here to, you're looking for something called Live Paint Bucket Tool. I can never remember where the heck it is. Maybe it's still in here. Where are you? This is the one tool that I can never ever find. It looks like paint buckets, and it's like hidden under one of these, and I can't ever remember. Well, gosh darn it. What? Am I crazy? I'm not crazy. I swear I'm not crazy. There it is. Golly. It's in the paint section. That's obvious. So I'm going to pop that in there. And this Live Paint Bucket tool is cool because whatever fill color you have, like let's say I pick this blue color, I can come in here and hover over it, and then I can use my arrow key. See how it's running through all the swatches I have in my swatches palette. So if I wanted to make this pink, I can click and just make those all pink, and then I can come over here and maybe make this back part purple. And if I had those dividing lines, I would have been able to color all of those. But like if I wanted to throw that purple in there, which doesn't make any sense illustration wise, but it's always fun to kind of make something into a coloring book and then use the live paint bucket tool. So anyway, just something to think about, but I definitely would practice using this method as much as you can. The other thing you can do is look for the Bezier game. The Bezier game, it's Bezier. And if you do that, this first one is the Bezier game that really does training. And then Adobe has one that's an actual, it's more game-like. No, that's not it. Where is it? Adobe has one. You're looking for the Adobe website. Look for the pen tool game. Pen tool game. All right, this pen tool game from Adobe is what also helps to master the pen tool. So all those three methods will definitely help you get a lot better and a lot faster with this tool.